What's up, worldwide family? This is this one's for everybody, but this one's really for all my California people. I myself, I'm in California, Orange County, California. This one came through the wire yesterday per the LA Times. It's 7:14 a.m. right now, Wednesday, April 29th. I hope this message finds you well. If it doesn't, go get some sunshine today. Eat some healthy food. Say be thankful. Be thankful. You know what I mean? You ever hear you been hearing the birds out there lately? They just chirp. They're not even worried about no stupid scandemic. You see all the beautiful flowers out there blooming? They ain't tripping on nothing. All right, my dear reader. This is per the LA Times. Some California businesses could reopen within weeks as state fights coronavirus, Newsom says. What's he doing with his hand? He's like, look, right there. We're going to cut it right there. We're going to cut your taxes. Just kidding. We're going to keep taxing that booty. Governor Gavin Newsom on April 28, 2020, introduced a phase plan for reopening California businesses. This is per Taryn Luna, who's on the beat in Sacramento, John Myers and Phil Wilson. It's at 12:32. It was updated at 5:12 p.m. Sacramento, California businesses seen as presenting less risk of spreading the coronavirus could open in the near future under a plan Governor Gavin Newsom unveiled Tuesday. The first of what he suggested were several slow steps toward easing the statewide shutdown order. We believe we are weeks, not months, away from making meaningful modifications in the current restrictions, Newsom said. But Newsom's announcement of a four-phase plan did not come with a guaranteed timetable. He said while current public health indicators such as hospitalizations and testing capacity look promising, additional progress needs to be made toward slowing the spread of the virus. And there are the nurses. Healthcare workers celebrate as Claudia Martinez is discharged from the ICU after she recovered from COVID-19 at the Scripps Mercy Hospital in Chula Vista. That's down south of me. Chula Vista, not too far from the border, not too far from Tijuana. Oh, the little I hate the little babies with the mask. Cause I'm on the boat of like this is a complete ritual going down. If you want a breakdown of why I say that, check out Truth Stream Media, YT channel. And they're one of their latest videos breaks that down. Carson residents Kaylee Burks 3 left and her cousin Bailey Watson 5 look out the window of their car after their mothers helped them with testing at a new drive-up testing site for COVID-19 in Carson. So they just got the kids' DNA, if they haven't already. Politics will not drive our decision making. Protests won't drive our decision making. Political pressure will not drive our decision making, he said. Well, guess what, Gavin Newsom? That just tells me you need some more political pressure and some more protesting. So don't mind us, people like me. The plan he presented Tuesday envisions 4 distinct phases for ending the shutdown, each with several subjective components reflecting that uncertainty. The governor said that the state is currently in the first phase, marked by ongoing efforts to provide a financial safety net for low-wage earners who might otherwise work when sick and encouraging the use of face coverings by residents when in places where they cannot practice safe physical distancing. Okay, the second phase, he said, would allow select businesses to reopen in communities across California. Maybe those select businesses can slip a little something, maybe bribe the governor with some toilet paper. He's probably got enough though. He's probably living good. But I would think like if I was a business owner, I had a chain of strip clubs. Why I think of strip clubs is the first thing. I don't know. Leave me alone. The first thing I would, if I had a chain of bars, restaurant, whatever, uh, I would bribe that fool. Be like, hey, let me open up my shop. Those would be deemed lower risk and include more curbside options for retail locations, manufacturing sites, and small businesses with few in-person customers. The change would also loosen limits on access to public spaces, probably including some parks. Probably. In a lengthy online presentation of the new plan, Newsom said he recognized the economic pain from the stay-at-home order, but insisted there was still no way to set a date for loosening that directive. We need to protect not just the business community, but customers of those businesses. It's one thing to open a business, but if there's no demand, it's false promise, he said. You know what? I don't like Newsom. I'm going to go ahead and say it. That's my bias against this guy. Like, I have not agreed with anything he said lately. Like, oh yeah, we need to protect the customers. Like, hey, if the customers don't want to go in, they want to stay at home with their thumb in their butt and mask on, let them. But the people that want to go shopping at Ross, go into the happy zone, get themselves some new tea, some stuff for their home, let them do it. Stupid governor. All right, so Newsom's second phase, notably, might include a plan for allowing some K through 12 schools to either offer summer programs or consider an earlier start to the new academic year. In order to make up some of the lost education opportunities, it would also allow more childcare facilities to resume operations. One of my biggest pet peeves right now with people, moms especially, they're like, oh, I can't be around my kids too much. It's like, oh, so you'd rather some people at some daycare center raise them up better, huh? Okay. Alrighty. Sorry, my voice. This is hello, cracky here. So Newsom's second phase notably might include a plan for, okay, I already read that. Let's keep going. The guidelines would require businesses seeking to reopen to keep as many people as possible working from home. And it envisions that employers must be able to ensure that they have established safe workplace conditions. There it is for all my people working from home, the WFH. I myself am working from home, fortunately, thankfully to God. So the guidelines would require businesses seeking to reopen to keep as many people as possible working from home. I don't mind working from home. Keep me at home. And it envisions that employers must be able to ensure that they have established safe workplace conditions. But the proposal doesn't offer information on who enforces the rules or how enforcement will take place. Huh. I wonder. It's going to be up to the counties, the cities, and the cities are like, hey, well, we haven't given out a lot of tickets lately to feed the beast. The statewide order issued by the governor last month has largely relied on local government officials to ensure compliance. Key to the change would be adequate protections for places such as skilled nursing facilities and congregate settings, including jails and prisons. The plan requires that officials in the state's 58 counties have the ability to perform robust contact tracing to ensure they can track potential spread of the coronavirus. Keep that terminology in your head. Contact tracing. That's another little social distancing. That's one of those terms. That's shelter in place. That's one of those. That's one of those shits. Stuffs. Contact tracing. So keep that one, all right? All right, let's keep going. Graham Nas, executive director of the California Association of Counties, said that work requires adequate funding. If county public health departments lack funding to access testing or coordinate trained workers, it will be nearly impossible to meet key indicators to reopen California, much less track and isolate cases as restrictions are lifted, he said. Who is this? Graham Nas, executive director of the California Association of Counties. Yeah, sure. That fool probably selling out. The governor's embrace of more methodical plan for easing the stay-at-home mandate comes amid mounting pressure from some local officials to reopen the state sooner than later. Those pleas for a more specific timetable plus images of Californians flocking to the beaches over the weekend stand in contrast to reports that some areas, most notably LA County, are still struggling to get a handle on the public health crisis. Newsom acknowledged that balancing act that lies ahead, insisting that not all regions of the state would be allowed to loosen the shutdown rules at the same time. 2 additional phases are envisioned in his plan, including reopening hair salons and personal care businesses, and eventually allowing large gatherings such as sporting events, but no certainty was provided that those phases could arrive anytime soon. Rob Lapsley, president of the California Business Roundtable, said employers need a more detailed list of the kinds of companies that can reopen in each phase. He said business owners may be disappointed to too with the lack of details about what lies ahead. Thank you. Thank you for that. The governor started talking about the economy today, but we really didn't learn all that much, Lepley said. Other states are way ahead of us in terms of having more detailed plans. He also questioned why the governor isn't taking an aggressive approach to protect people 65 and older while allowing others to return to work more quickly. We have to ensure that we protect public health and protect the financial well-being at the same time, he said. We need to be on a more detailed path for that. Newsom's announcement comes after several governors across the country said they plan to ease stay-at-home orders in the days and weeks ahead. Newsom, meanwhile, has sought to link California's approach to a less restrictive policy to those crafted by governors in neighboring states. This month, he and his counterparts in Washington and Oregon announced a regional pact to recovery from the coronavirus crisis and agreed to work together to develop a plan to lift restrictions on daily life and reopen economies along the West Coast. Nevada and Colorado on Monday announced they would join the regional pact. Who's joining the pact? Nevada and Colorado. Yeah, West Coast, baby. Let's go. Woo! I'm excited. All right. I just love the West Coast, that's why. Still, local officials across California have barraged Newsom with requests to go their own way. On Monday, a bipartisan group of California lawmakers, mayors, and other elected officials from 6 counties asked to ease the restrictions and start the process of reopening their economies. We believe that the local public health data, in addition to our area's ability to continue monitoring cases, should allow our counties to soon begin a science-based, thoughtful reopening of our economy, consistent with national guidelines, which would allow our residents to get back to work, the letter to Newsom stated. Here are some stats. Cases, 46,445 confirmed cases, okay, and 1,873 deaths, huh? Just looking at that, it's like, that's not a reason to shut down the schools. To tell everybody, oh, you can't open up your business. That's stupid. 46,445 confirmed cases and 1,873 deaths. That's like, I'm just trying to do the math in my head. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think, like, that's like 0.001 something out of like 10. Like, that's not even like. All right. Anyways, guys, I mean, this we're gonna look back at this and be like, why did we ever like allow politicians to run us like that? I hope we do. I hope, because I'm already like that, and I'm like trying to tell people like, hey, wake up. Anyways, last week, San Luis Obispo County officials said they have bent the coronavirus curve and were beginning to craft their own phased approach to allow some businesses to reopen. Thank you, San Luis Obispo County. Going to be going up there soon. That request came just days after the Ventura County officials modified a stay-at-home order to permit some businesses to reopen and some gatherings to take place. Newsom has remained focused on a message of patience. He said Tuesday that long-standing indicators on virus spread, the healthcare preparations, are key to what happens next. It guides our decision-making and allows us to make determinations, he said, of the indicators. Dates don't, but data does. And the data is all screwed up. It's all screwed up. It's all fudged with to keep this ritual going, folks. All right, so that was by John Myers. He joined the LA Times as a Sacramento bureau chief in 2015 and has spent more than 2 decades covering California politics, state government, and elections. Taryn Luna, been reading a lot from her lately. Taryn Luna covers Gavin Newsom and California politics in Sacramento for the Los Angeles Times. I'm going to follow her on Twitter. Follow. And if you yourself are on the Twitter sphere. Make sure you give me a follow at Omar_SX3. You will see me right there. Number one on Mario Kart. I hope you have a great day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking this out. I hope it informed you. I hope you're okay with my little sense of humor bias in there. Let me know if anything in the comment section. We'll catch you on the next one.